Awesome. Appreciate you joining us, you guys. We have Kellen Faulkner on again this week. We had you on about a month or so ago, so it's good to have you back. She's been one of our top affiliates since the program kind of became a thing, and so we're just always grateful to have some different viewpoints and perspectives on. And again, the less me talking, the better. I enjoy having people on. So thank you again for joining us, Kellen.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. And today we want to dive in. I think some good questions I've received from uh, our affiliates one-on-one, but also through some of the shared calls was how do I get there? How do I get to be an affiliate that's referring people over, keeping people on? Obviously, you've seen the power of the whole lifetime value concept where you're referring people, and it's not just about getting a quick buck, it's about really providing value. And I think that's the one of the biggest takeaways from our first call was that you really you look to help people on the platform. You're not just looking to
Sure.
get a couple quick bucks and then just get someone on a platform. That doesn't help us either, when people drop out quick. So you can see the long-term value of the platform. So that was kind of a big takeaway from there. But again, now we're trying to address people maximizing the audience and the people in their network that they currently have. I think a lot of people overlook that. I'm sure you see that as well with individuals, especially those who have been in business, who have been doing deals already. But maybe if you want to start us off with just some thoughts you have. Obviously, you're in a position where you have a few more people in your pipeline, I guess you could say. Maybe if you could help address, if we just want to start with someone who's got more of a basic audience, a basic community, whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it. Not everyone has a
Yeah.
podcast or whatnot. So maybe we can start there.
Well, I'll start from where I started, which is I didn't know anything. I didn't know anyone. The only way that I got involved is just starting to join these Facebook groups of wholesalers. I'm in the land investing world. I'm helping people with launch control in any real estate capacity, but my specific community was in that land investing world. I have my land investing business. So I was just kind of in that place of like, I don't know anything. One of the things my parents taught me growing up was there's never a stupid question. And I just took that to the nth. I'm like, I will just ask. I don't care what people think. I don't care if I ask a stupid question. So I was always in the Facebook groups kind of asking questions. And then I was always in the Facebook group answering anything that I could. Obviously, my background is the technology piece. So if anyone asked a question about, how are you guys doing lead gen cheaper? What are some options for texting? I am the first one to be like, more so in the beginning, I'd be like, hey, just book a meeting with me. I'll show you. No questions asked. I'll show you what I'm doing. That is literally how I started this consulting company. I just started hosting every other Friday for free. Anyone that wanted to know what I was doing on the technology front, I just started doing a free 1 hour show and tell. Like, here's what I built this week. Here are some automations I built. Here's some cool things. They'd ask questions. And then eventually I was like, I could probably pay for this.
And to totally interrupt that, I'm curious, when you started doing that free hour that you were giving away, is that just something you thought of, like, hey, I've a lot of info I want to share, let me just start voicing?
This is the pro and con. The investors that are investing in my business are like, hi, yeah, you can't share everything because some of that stuff is like proprietary that you're doing. I'm like, wait, what? So I genuinely love teaching and sharing. And that was just it. And everyone wanted to meet one off. So it kind of was like, hey, look, can you guys just all come to this one meeting and I'll just answer all your questions and show you what I'm doing? And then that's kind of where my community started being built.
Gotcha. And how long into it was that when you started those calls?
I'd probably been doing land investing for 6 months. I'd been doing the automation CRM piece for like 8 years. So that was my career before I started doing the land investing. So I had that toolkit, but let's just say you've been doing marketing, or maybe you just got good at this. Maybe you're like, yeah, I figured out this texting thing. And like, if anyone wants to see what I'm doing, let me know. And I, even now, I show my live environment. Like, I don't show my demo environment. And my business partner sometimes is like, hey, could you not do that? Like, show all the areas that we're investing in. It's like, look, I would rather just show what I'm doing, and because this is what's working. And that's built a ton of trust in people. And even if they don't work with me to do the actual implementation, they're always really sweet to be like, that was so valuable. Like, do you have an affiliate link that I could use to sign
Yeah,
up for this.
that's awesome. Yeah, I think the focusing on giving and providing value is the biggest thing versus just
Totally.
people kind of almost sometimes expect we all do this, right? Human nature. It's like, what's the least I can do to get the most in return versus, the approach of, all right, let's just really wrap our minds around this. You understand the platform. Once you kind of understood the process, you just naturally wanted to share, which is obviously everyone's a little more inclined to be a teacher or whatnot. So it's maybe a bit easier for you could say, but it's like,
We totally.
that's life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, even if it's a Google Doc, I actually did this. I built a Google Doc for just house wholesalers. Like, here are the 3 things you need to do if you want to start using launch control. Like, you need to pull data. Here's some recommendations. It took me like a half hour to build, and I never had to meet with people. I'm like, here's just a Google Doc. Had my affiliate link right at the top. So if you're getting people reaching out, that's a way if you don't really want to like meet with them. But
mhm,
I hate to say this, but like there's not really getting around not giving them value of some sort because, why would they care to use your link? And it's not like they get anything by using your link. It really is goodwill and just saying, look, if you use my link, you're kind of going to be connected in my community and I'll
yeah,
know that you signed up through me. And that's another thing I say is just make sure you mark that you're associated with me because even like support issues or things that happen, like I can get things done faster. I will know. Honestly, just been doing this for 2 years. Like sometimes I know even more than the new support guy that's just started a couple months ago,
yeah.
which is, just sign up with me and I'll take care of you.
Mhm. That's great. And I think having a face to it helps a lot too. So it's like when people can see you, you're walking them through their process. Like just I've noticed that just from these calls, people appreciate just having a person to
Oh,
connect
for sure.
versus we're in the world of like, here's an email, here's whatever, like here's the information. It's like, no, it's the people and the connection. It's like when I can see you, like you said, you're showing what you're doing. There's no sort of, oh, is this legit? Is this really gonna help me? You're seeing it
Totally.
for real. Yeah.
Totally. Yep. Yep. You're seeing the conversations. A lot of times I'll have my VAs just like on the call and they'll pipe in and be like, yeah, I get this a lot because, now I'm not even in there day to day. So
Yeah.
it's helpful. There's a lot of coaches out there that may not be doing the business day to day, or they may not, maybe they were doing it. Maybe they're doing more coaching. I am doing my business first and coaching second. And that's how I lead with everything. Everything I'm doing is literally exactly what's being done. That's
Mhm.
driving results in my business. And so that's been super helpful for my clients to see.
Got it. Yeah, I think it's interesting too with your use case, I guess you could say. I don't know if you want to call it irony, but it's a majority of our users are wholesaling, right? And then you're one of the land people, but here you are as one of our top affiliates, so it shows like even if you're in a smaller segment, like, oh, well, this is for these type of people. Yeah, here you are, you've been able to almost do the opposite. It's like you're in the small little section, yet you've been able to really have a wider reach just from
For sure.
providing that value.
Well, I think it's a huge advantage to niche down. Wholesaling in itself is a massive, there's so many coaches, there's so
Yeah.
many teachers in the wholesaling world. How can you find your little niche inside of there? Is it like you are doing Ohio wholesaling? Maybe you're the Ohio wholesaling guy or gal. Like that is your thing. Like if you have anyone that's doing Ohio, call me. I've got resources in this counties and cities. I know the state laws. I know blah, 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 whatever
Mhm.
whatever it is, because immediately people that are wholesaling in Ohio are going to be like, oh, that guy gets me. Like he
Mhm.
understands. Land investing is not very different than wholesaling. But because I am a land investor and, we don't have custom fields and launch control yet. So APN and lot size, like we got to be creative. And because they know I've figured it out, that's a huge advantage too. I have figured out how to use this for land, even though it wasn't necessarily built exactly for that. That's a huge advantage too of saying, look, I get you. I understand where you're at. I've done it. I can help.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's what's cool is you're not making anything up or thinking way out here. You're like, this is what we're doing, and this is what we're
Totally. Yeah,
done.
this is what I'm doing. And even if you are a wholesaler and you're like, I just want to help other wholesalers, just
Mhm.
Alex Hormozy says this all the time.
I
Get
love
5
Alex.
clients for free. He's the
Yeah,
best. And
yeah.
Layla too. I mean, they're both powerhouses. Get
Mhm.
5 free clients. Help 5 people for a half hour. No cost, no questions.
Mhm.
Help them navigate, show them what you're doing. Hey, look, you want to do lead gen? You look like you're a new to wholesaling. I saw your post in the group. I'd love to help you on your journey. I know where you've been. It's so painful in the beginning. If you'd love to
Mhm,
screen share, I can give you a half hour on Friday afternoon. And then of
mhm,
course you can be like, hey, I have an affiliate link for this. This has been like the best thing ever. Well, don't lead with that. It's the very end, right? Show them some tools, show them what you've been doing, and then you can be like, look, if you want to check out Launch Control, this is my link. I've been working with them for so long. They're just the
mhm.
best. Here you go. You know,
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's super big. Just the connection, like actually just making it's like that little act of just making the effort to meet with someone. Like, oh wow, you're actually gonna put time on your
dude.
everyone's busy, especially in this market. I know they have a million calls and they're driving here and they're looking at this property, checking that out. There's so many things. So I think just having that little bit of time dedicated is huge. And people, again, even in the realm of coaching, people buy, I've heard it said, people buy coaches, they don't buy coaching. So it's the actual person behind it is really the driver. So,
It
uh,
absolutely is. You got to time block it. You have to block, like my assistant knows, like Thursday afternoons and Monday afternoons are
mhm,
only for networking with new people that I haven't talked to before. And obviously there's priorities and there's some people that are higher priority than others depending on the
yeah,
situation.
yep,
But, if you run the numbers, if you're making $70 every time you get a referral, I mean, if you're getting 3 new people a week, dude,
mhm,
that's almost $1,000 a month that you're
yeah,
adding to your bottom line. I mean, launch
and
control
it
is a huge
compounds.
reason. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the only reason, Max, that I was able to quit my W-2 was launch control.
wow,
Like fully quit it, replace my salary with launch control affiliate fees and be able to do all of this full time. Like it
wow,
totally changed my life. I mean, that's and when I tell people what I'm making with you guys every month, they're like, "Are you like what the hell? You'll never have to work again." I'm like, "Well,
yeah,
that's my
exactly.
personality." But I love the
Yeah,
game. I love playing, but it is this freedom that it's
mhm,
created for me. I never even meant for it, right? It just happened so organically.
mhm,
Um, but I'd be lying if I say I'm not really committed to continuing it because it's been so amazing.
wow, that's awesome. I actually didn't know that personally. That's super cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm glad to be able to share
yeah,
it. It's true.
yeah.
It's been great.
Yeah, and it's just isn't that just natural? That's human nature. It's like if something has benefited you so overwhelmingly, I mean, it
Totally.
you have to talk about it to somebody. You have to
Oh
someone on
yeah.
the street, whatever, put a meeting
Yeah.
together. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the best. I mean, I'm not even selling. I'm like, look, this is where we were. This is where we are now. We've literally saved so much money on marketing and we've tripled our revenue. So like if you want to do it, cool. If you don't, like no worries.
Yeah.
But it's just it's fun to talk about.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a big misconception in sales. People hear the word sales and they think it's getting someone on something they don't need. You're showing them what works, like you said. This is just what we're doing. There's no
Yeah,
sort of sneaking around this or that. This is just how it is. If it's not a fit, then it's not a fit, you know?
exactly.
Why would we want someone on a platform that we built that isn't a fit for the platform? It just makes no sense.
For sure. And I don't are you guys I know there's kind of a pivot of like this would maybe be used outside of real estate
Yep,
potentially.
yep,
But I have a friend that is a chiropractor. I have a friend that's a construction, and we're starting to test it with them too. Just I mean,
yep.
I have never done it outside of real estate, so I don't know yet. But I think it could be insane for them. Like it's opening up my eyes on, dude, this could be used for any industry, anyone.
Mhm,
Even for the chiropractor, we're gonna pull a list of all the neighbors within a half mile. We're gonna make sure the house is assessed at a current, a realistic number, and we're
mhm.
gonna invite them to an open house.
Wow,
It's
that's
gonna be
good.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we have Launch.ai coming coming here soon. I can't give an exact date on it, but yes, we're definitely going, out into there's just so many markets to go into, and there's so much application for the product, since it's over the years, many people have had really good ideas on, well, you could use it for this, you could use it for that, and you can. And so that's going to be our goal. And I'd love to connect with you just on that as
dude,
well too.
we're gonna blow that thing out of the park. I can't wait. I'm so
For
excited. I've
sure.
been like on pins and needles
Yeah.
waiting because I've got my entire, the whole other Rolodex of non REIs are like, what are you doing with
Mhm.
texting? I'm like, you
Yeah.
just wait. You
Yeah.
wait. It's coming.
Yep, it's coming. Cool. I don't want to take too much of your time, Kellen. I think just for practical takeaways is obviously you could say provide value. I know it's kind of a blanket term now, but if you could just maybe break it down, I'd
Yep.
definitely hopping on those calls. But if you want to
get into Facebook groups and answer people's questions and be a genuine resource. And this is, of course, if you're in the very beginning of this, right? Be a genuine resource, help people work out issues, and give people 15, 20 minutes of your time and have a little Calendly link. Do 3 or 4 little giveaways every week. Block Friday afternoon from 1 to 3 and say, you know what, from 1 to 3 each week, all I'm going to do is just give away a little bit of time and help somebody and show them what I'm doing, show them what's working, introduce a couple different tools. In your email, you'll send them the links. Be like, hey, you know what? I get a little kickback from this LC link. If you want to use it, I'd be super appreciative. One thing I did is I created reioptimize.com/launch control, and that forwards to my affiliate link. So it's a
Mm,
little less, it doesn't have the long string attached to it. So something to consider a little less in your face that it's definitely an affiliate link.
mhm.
And then just making sure that you're, and then again, packaging that up, and then maybe you move it into a group call, maybe move it into a Google Doc with a little Loom video of you showing the tool and some value, but give it away. I cannot stress that enough. Like, just pretend like you're never going to get anything, and you just got to blow their minds and help them. And that's kind of the foundation of it.
Oh, that's really good. Just pretend like you're getting nothing and then give
Yeah.
them everything. Cool.
Oh,
Then you have
exactly.
nothing to lose, which we don't
You
have.
win. You're a good person. And guess what? If they don't do anything, then they owe you one.
Mhm.
So there's been a lot of IOUs of like, hey, you didn't get into my program, you didn't use my affiliate code, but you're an expert at subdivides. So guess who's
Yeah.
helping me for free in
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
subdivide issue?
There you go. So sometimes it's almost beneficial if they don't use it, then
Totally.
yeah,
Totally. And I'll play that card all day.
yeah. I love it. Awesome, Kellen. Well, thank you again for coming on. It's always a good one, and just breaking it down simple, down to earth, how the products help you, and just sharing that with others. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Take care.